Well, hello, everybody. I am recording this after the fact, and you can see this giant screen or this giant warning on my screen. There has been a major update. Literal hours, maybe singular hour after I recorded the episode that you're about to watch, they released a massive update, the largest update the game has ever had in its history since being released. And a lot of things have changed. All of your old save games will not work in the new system. Won't work. The entire save game system, the entire game itself, atmospheres, terrains, the way things are programmed, the way things are placed, the way that computations are made, the whole game has been revamped. So old save games, incompatible. There is a tool. I will link it in the description. And it is a migration tool that somebody made that RocketWorks is officially endorsing, of a way that you can take your old save games, put it through this processor, and it will spit out a new save game file that you can then use and load in Stationeers to get what you're looking for. Hopefully, in theory. That's what we're aiming for right here. I should have said this first. In fact, I'm going to cut this out and put it at the beginning of the video of this little intro and then go on. Everything you're about to see in this video is from the old version, not updated. So keep that in mind. Things may have changed since then for part one. Part two, obviously now that I've updated, we'll be able to see what all that looks like and all that. But just keep in mind that it will look a little bit different because I'm using the old version. What I've done is I took the save game from from this series, ran it through this, and I put it where it said. There's an FAQ that explains all the steps and some questions. And then I've loaded the game. This is the first time I've started the game since doing that because I want you to see it live as I see it. So you can read through this on your own, but we're going to try... Okay. Yes, this is what it's talking about. So they won't work. So we're going to close this. We should have one. I should see one. If I go load world, yep, there it is. And now there's a bunch of... read the update. Read the update in Steam. I don't know if I can link it. I'll try to in the comments. Not the comments. What's it called? The description of this video. For you to go and read about the whole save system. And there's a bunch of different types now. I think 4 different types of saves and what they all mean. So this will soon have a bunch of stuff as we go on. But notice the date and all that. So this says save name. So we're going to see what happens. We are going to dive in. You get to see it live with me. I've heard of some funny things happening. We're going to see how it turns out. Crater Knox. Oh, wait. Can you guys hear this? Oh, I played a sound, but I had it muted. Okay, so F2's out of the way. Yeah, things look different. I can tell my graphics are different. No explosions. What does this mean? Oh, propellant's low. Well, yeah, because I don't have it on. Okay.
Waste tank critical. Air tank critical.
Uh-oh, that can't be good. Oh, they don't exist. Okay. Well, that's problematic. Huh. Okay. Stand by. Let me see if I can fix this. Hang on. Okay. I'm back. Hopefully this worked. I'm actually surprised our program is running because they've even changed some of the program stuff, but that's beside the fact. So I have now propellant, I have oxygen, and I have an empty waste tank. So I got my helmet on. So let's, I guess, hope we don't die. Okay. That looks good so far. Also, when you first loaded, it had a name. It now names regions. So that's just a thing. Hey, I wonder if our... Okay. Uh-oh. Did my game crash? Oh no, it just froze. We're good. We're good. Are you gonna work? Look, it works again. I don't have the disabled anymore. Okay. I'm gonna look up because this is where. Oh, see the little frost on my screen? This is where it might get crazy. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. My entire base is in the air. So that's the kicker. Everybody's bases are floating, but look at the new what do you call it? I don't know. Stuff on the ground. The terrain is different, right? Some rocks and things. What is this? What is it? Stuff I can mine? Yeah, some coal looks like. I have that flag that I planted. Hello, Earth. All my landers and stuff, man, they probably just fell. But we got some craters. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to see if I can fix this. I haven't even started the video yet, guys. This is all just a disclaimer. So I'm going to try and fix this. No, I'm not. That'll be part 2. This is just an intro to let you know that things have changed in what you're about to see. So everything you're about to see in the upcoming... I should have said this first. In fact, I'm going to cut this out and put it at the beginning of the video of this little intro and then go on. Everything you're about to see in this video is from the old version, not updated. So keep that in mind. Things may have changed since then for part 1. Part 2, obviously now that I've updated, we'll be able to see what all that looks like and all that. But just keep in mind that it will look a little bit different because I'm using the old version. And before I do part 2, I will see if I can get my base on the ground. So without further ado, let's get back into it. Hello, explorers, and welcome back. I am Leonidas, and this is Stationeers. Hello, everybody. We are on episode... I don't even know.
Episode 11.
I don't even know where we are. I don't know what we did in our last episode. It's been a minute. It's been a really long week. It's been a long time since I've played Stationeers. I actually haven't done it since the last episode. And I don't even remember what number that was.
Episode 10.
What was it, 9?
Episode 10.
8?
The number 10?
We did, was it hydroponics? No, that was the one before. We did refilling oxygen and water with the ice crusher. Yeah, that was some good work that we did there. And I think we did a couple other things. I don't exactly remember what, but I don't even remember what I said I was going to do in this video from that last one. But I've been inspired. Not inspired. I wanted to jump on, make our next episode, and today we're going to do something big and grandiose and exciting and complicated. Stick with me. The next ones that I do are going to be ones that are not required, but will make your game very different. Today, we're going to make an automated advanced furnace. Yeah. Automated Advanced Furnace, AAF. Here we go. I just made that up. But I'm going to start this by showing you the Advanced Furnace in my own base. From my own game that's not designed, I wasn't designing it to be on a series or anything like that. I'm just going to show you my own game and all that entails. So let's jump in. I'm going to show you how it works first. Okay, here we are. And, I'm actually starting off right where I want to be. Okay. And notice that I still use flashlights. Because I haven't even set up the wireless. Or I don't carry around the wireless thing like I do in the other series games. So here it is. Here it is in all its grandeur and glory and massiveness. Ta-da! This whole thing is all part of the advanced furnace. So I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to explain each part and how it works. And then I'm going to cut back to where we are in our game, and I'm going to try to assemble it and demonstrate it step by step. This might be a long video. I might have to split it into 2 episodes.
Yes, you will.
Because of how much intensive work this is, but once you get it done, oh my goodness, it will change everything. So let's talk turkey, shall we? And I'm going to explain all these little things. Okay, so this guy right here, this little guy, is called a transformer. And you'll see that the output is set to 4900 watts. What happens in my base is I have a big power draw. And it overloads my wires because I use the smaller regular coils. In order to upgrade to the bigger ones, I don't know if there's a junction. So I would have to go through and rewire my entire base, and I'm just too lazy for that. Just too lazy. So what you have are these little transformers, and what they do is you can switch them on and off. Right now it is off. Right now it is on. Right? Off, on, off. Okay. And what it does is it limits the amount of power that goes through. Why this is important? Because all of these things, when they're on, are going to draw a lot of power, and sometimes they will draw more than 5,000 watts. When that happens, you blow coils. The wires burst. And then you got to go track down and figure out where it is, and it's really annoying. You can adjust how much to let through. Right now, I've got it set at 4,900 because the limit of these wires is 5,000. Okay, 5,000 above, you can pop wires and blow them and stuff. I do have whoa, where did I turn? I do have fuses in my base to do the same thing. This is a fuse. I'll show you what it looks like. I just type in fuse. These guys, right? 5,050. This would be 5,000. This would be 50,000, 1,000, and 100,000. I set it to, I use the 5,000 so for the same thing. If there's too much of a power draw, these will pop before the wires. So that is helpful. The other thing that these are useful for, because you'd say, well, why not just use a 5,000 fuse? This cuts it off from the rest of my base. There's a lot of programming in here. There's so much programming. I actually need 2 IC chips and 2 housing because there's not enough space on these chips for all the programming that's needed. I will show you the programs here in just a second. So I put them here, or I put this here, so that I don't have to worry about the naming of everything else downstream. And I have these littered all over my base for just that reason. 1, to act as a fuse to limit the amount of limit the amount of power that goes through the wires. And 2, so that when I start programming things, I don't have to worry about the naming downstream. It disconnects it from the naming, the data portion. It isolates the data. That's the phrase I'm looking for. It isolates the data from the rest of the base. Everything on this end of it and this end of it, right? It separates it off. It does flow in one direction. And when you put it down, it'll give you arrows. It'll have you an in arrow and an out arrow. Am I actually holding one? Do I actually have one? Probably not. Whoops. What do I have here? What do I have here? I have no idea what I have. I was building a rocket. More on that later. Okay. So, no, I don't have one. And I don't want to pick it up and put it down because I don't have to prove. Although, I guess I could. Do I have a labeler with me? Yeah, okay, watch, I'll do it. Alright, you talked me into it. Let's turn off our light real quick. And let's pick this guy up with a... let's get rid of my light. If I were cool, I would have an actual, light. Okay, so we pick this transformer up. Okay, when we put him down, see how it's got arrows? Come on. Okay, see how it has the arrows? Right, it shows data coming in, but only power going out. So data only goes into one side, does not go out the other. So if I push this here, okay, and you have to decide which way you want the power to go. Well, or the data, but the power, wherever it's coming from, right, that's what you set down. And then it by default sets it to 0. So then I grab my little labeler. Nope. Grab my little labeler and turn them on, and I set it here, and I put it to 4,900. You could actually set it to like 49.99 if you wanted to, or 49.50. I just set mine to 4,900. So anything less than 5,000 is what I'm looking for. And there we go, done. Now, let's talk about this monstrosity. And then I will demonstrate how it works at the end. So let's get power coming to this bad boy. And there's a lot of things we got to turn on. You know what? Let's just do let's just do our thing. Do we have a, yeah, we do. Okay, let's take, whoa. Let's take our flashlight. We're going to toss you on the ground. We're going to pick this guy. Okay, we're going to pick him up. And now we can see a little better. All right. Nope, I don't need you there, though. Let's put you... No, not backpack, because you look weird. Tool belt. Oh, I guess you still show the same shadows, don't you? All right. So, okay, here we go. So what we do is you put ores in here, inside this little chute. They pass through, and they end up inside this guy. We make a selection of what we want to come out the other side. And then it just, bloop, pops out. These guys, don't worry about these little guys. And it just does its thing. That's it. It's all automated. I don't have to touch anything. Okay, other than it goes in here. Right, this is powered. I have to turn it on. Okay, I put my ores in. It processes them in there. Just like, do I even still have it up? Probably not. Just like our furnace. Whoa, I got lost. Where am I at? I got to turn around. At our base that we're using, when we have the tier 1 furnace and we got to put it in the side, you know, and we watch it process, and then we pull the lever, and then out comes our alloy or advanced material, whatever it is. Same thing. The ore goes in here, it gets processed inside this, which is the actual furnace. This dial selects which output thing we want to make. This shows us what it's going to be. Turn off to save electricity. This is the button that starts the whole process. This shows me what my internal pressure is inside here. And if it's anything above 0, I mean, it's doing stuff. Minus 162, that's basically the outside air temperature, but it shows me the temperature inside of here. It's just for me it's just a gee whiz for me to see what it is. See what's going on inside of there, get an idea of how things are going, because I don't follow the way, this is not my original design. I stole this from somebody else, and they didn't explain it super well, and their changes have been made, so I am making this to hopefully explain it a little easier. But based on how it works, sometimes you got to watch the pressure and temperature, and you have to manually adjust it to help it out along the way. That's all I'm going to say for now. This cancels the whole thing, shuts it down, vents out all the pressure and the temperature. It gets very exciting, and I will show you that later. These obviously are our programming IC housing chips. This is the output. It just goes bloop and pops out right here. I will show you the program that is used. Remember how I was talking in my base how I use, I have a laptop, but how I have this isolated computer and then a housing off to the side. There it is, right? We've got more transformers. Yeah, I turn this one on to get power there, because that way I don't have to worry about the data sharing and all that stuff. If you'll notice, I only have one IC housing on my list here. Okay, so let me show you this. If I go, let me get rid of somebody. Let's get rid of that. And we'll go here, and I go library, and I go down, and these are the ones that I use. And I will have links to these and show you how to use them. But if it has the little Steam icon here, that means that it's someone else's, and you've kind of sort of imported it. Someone else has put it up on Steam, and you have brought it in. You can't really save over it. It's just you can delete it, or you can load it. In this case, what we're going to do. There's a hash IC and a furnace IC. So when I load this and I overwrite, look how long this is. There's a lot going on here. And because I'm not a programmer, I don't understand all of it, but this is only half of it. He ran out of space and the number of lines, code lines that you can use, which is why we need 2 chips running simultaneously. Pretty crazy, right? So that's what that is. Turn that back off. I guess I could show the other one. I don't know why I didn't. And the other one is right here. The furnace, I see. Load that one in. Right. And same thing. Lots going on. Okay. Pretty complicated. Doing a lot of things. It's very neat. And it works really, really slick. So those run everything. Now, I'm actually going to Yeah, I'll show you how it works. Do we have any ores? Do we have any ores? So I even have a mining belt on. 6. I do. I have nothing. What should we make? What do we want to make? Let's make something fun. Let's make some. These are the like top tier, right? These are the alloys, and these are the basic ones. Let's do something fun like wasp alloy. Wasp alloy. I don't know how you say that. What do we need on this one? Silver, nickel, and lead. Oh, of course I picked the one with silver. Okay. I'm going to take a while. I'm going to go mine these, and I will come back. Silver, nickel, lead. Okay. See you soon. Okay. Welcome back. I've gone out and done a little mining, okay, of my ores here. Now, I should say you can also use ingots in some of these, in these recipes, but, I mean, I'm just using the ores because that's what I have. So, went out and mined some. Now, again, just like in when the previous videos, when we used the tier 1 furnace, we need these to be exact. Okay? We cannot have an overage. They need to be this exact ratio in order for this to work. And, oh, notice this is a really high pressure and a really low temperature. I hope this one works. If this doesn't, we'll do another one and I'll make it go faster. But I need 25 silver, 25 nickel, and 50 lead. That's what I'm using for my ratio. You could use 50, 50, 100, whatever it is. But I'm going to use 25 silver, 25 nickel, and 50 lead. The 50 lead I got right on. These ones I need to change. So we're going to hit R, and we're going to split one of these off till I get down to 25. Perfect. Okay, set that aside. And then this guy, I said I needed what now? 20. Oh yeah, 25. So it might be quicker if I go like this. And then I select this one and split them off. And I need 4 more. 3, 4, right? So 4 plus 21. Add those. Now I got my 25. We'll set those off to the side because I don't want to get distracted. So here we go. Everybody ready? It's going to get exciting. I hope I have enough fuel. More on that later. Okay, so we turn this guy on, and we're going to put our first one in there. I like to put the big one in first, okay? And now, once I put him in, I have to send it. Here you go. Now, if I look inside here, I'll see it says, or lead, right? That's where it went. I should have demonstrated there's nothing. Oh, if I pull this, it actually spits it out, just like in the, but it won't, will it let me? Yeah, it'll let me. Look at that. Ta-da, there's our lead. Now it says it has nothing in the contents. So let's do this again. Send it. Okay. Also, if I pull this, it should eject what's in there also. Oh, no, that just vents it. Oh, okay, so it doesn't really cancel. Yeah, I'd have to pull that to eject it out. But it handles all of that for me. So let's come over here. We're going to turn this on. And I'm going to move this. And I'm going to select. Notice how it has all the things on here. Right? All the things. And we said wasp alloy or wasp alloy, whatever you want to call that. That's what we want. So now we're going to hit this, and we're going to watch everything start going up. Why is my pressure 0?
Did you turn it on?
It must be doing it on purpose. Why is my pressure 0?
Oh, that's, because it's not turned on.
Uh-oh. Am I out of fuel? Stand by. Technically, if we lose. I'll be right back. Okay, so I may have flubbed this.
You think?
But let me see if I can... We're going to see if it's actually working or not. I thought that the temperature was off. But let's see what it does. Okay, so I put in the other ores. The temperature seems really low. I don't think it's going to... Oh.
Did you turn it on?
No.
I have to turn it on, ding dong. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, and now I think I have hosed this because I... Oh, look at the massive explosion! By the way, that happens. What it does... When it vents, the gases are flammable, and they like to do that. So I forgot to turn the thing on. I sent it and didn't actually turn it on. So now, what is it trying to do? Right now, it is trying to cool itself off. I'll tell you what. Let's restart this. Because it's never going to get there. It's going to take forever. Right? What was our temperature we needed it at? 527 Celsius. Look how slow it's going down. It's going to be a while. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And hopefully with less stupidity this time. Let's try this again. Okay, turn it on. Turn this on. And I can actually send all the ores at one time. So let's send the lead down. You can stack them up. The nickel and the silver. Okay, let's turn it on first. That's what this light means. Okay, notice how the red light is lit up and now it's not? That should have been my indicator. When it's off, nothing's happening. When it's red, it means it's on, but not doing anything. So, important step, turn it on, guys. Okay, turn that back off because I don't need it anymore. Let's select our Waspaloy. Where are you at? There it is. We will select it and send it. Right? I think I've got everything. Yeah, let's try this again. Okay, here we go. Green means it's going. Okay, notice how those things are going up now. See, that temperature's still really high. It's going to have to bring the temperature down. So one thing I can do is... Oh, is there any water out here? There's nitrice. I can maybe use nitrice to help it. Okay, hang on. We're going to help. Trust me, we're helping. Yeah, look how fast this thing mines. This is the tier 2 miner. It is. Wunderbar. Oh, oh, oh. Jump up, jump up. It will help. Oh, yeah. See how high our temperature is? And now I gotta wait for it to, like, come down naturally. Gross. Okay, so watch. We just throw this in, and it should help cool it off. Yeah, see how fast it cools down? Ugh. We're not fast enough. What I really need is water. Ice water. Yeah, not... okay. I'll be back. No, fire. I'll be back. Okay. This was a really bad one to pick. It's still going down from where it was. And let's see if we can cool this off way faster. Oh, yeah. Look at it go. Oh, yeah, there we go. We only need one of those. Oh, it's fighting it because it's got to bring the pressure back up. Okay, let's toss in another one. We need that pressure down, I believe. What do we need? Below 600? Is that what it was? And then watch. You'll see everything do its... Oh, so close. What was it we need? Waspaloy needs to be at 527. Okay, yeah, watch. We'll do one more. This is what I meant by sometimes you got to help it. So once it gets to 527, that's above 50. It will be able to do it. Yeah, look, see, it did it. And ta-da! Look at that. Bam. Done. And now red means it's inactive, right? It's not doing anything anymore. It's just naturally decaying. I don't recommend leaving it in like this. So let's make fire. Open that up and then back up. See all the air being vented, the pressure and temperature dropping. And... oh, no fire this time? Sometimes you get fire. But anyway, we leave this open until the pressure's gone and all that. But it's venting it right now. So, and we'll just leave it on. So, but there we go. There's our Waspaloy. And we got 25 grams of it, which isn't very much. But at least you got to see the process. Okay? This is how it works. Now that we're so far into this video, let's take a look at how the thing actually does what it's doing. We'll start by... let's put this back, because I don't need it anymore. Close our mining belt. And let's open up... is it crowbar? Waspaloy. Let's just set you down over here. That's uranium and that's cobalt. That's Waspaloy. They're friends. They can hang out. Okay, let's turn this off so we don't blow any cables in the meantime. And let's start opening these up. Wrench. Wrench. I knew that. Okay, we're gonna look at the inner workings of all this stuff. And I'll explain everything else that's going on. So first, let's come back here behind the scenes and look at what's going on back here. Look at all these things. Okay. So what happens? Let's talk about our tier 1 furnace. When we do our tier 1 furnace, if you remember, right, where we got to mine the ore, we were mining the pink ice and the oxide, the blue ice, right? So if we look at oxide, what we're getting from oxide is this oxygen. And what we're getting from the volatiles, pink ice, volatiles, ice volatiles, is, well, this is actually hydrogen. It doesn't say it. You need it in a 2-to-1 ratio. We're actually making H2O, which, yeah, is water, but it's also fuel. If you look at, do I have my little welding torch on me? Yeah, I do. If I take this guy and I open him up, and I take out the canister and I throw him on the ground, I don't want you anymore. And I grab this thing and look at it, you'll notice that there's a 2-to-1 ratio of volatiles to oxygen. That is what, like rocket fuel or these fuel that we use for our torches, what burns and makes fire and what we use in our furnace is a 2-to-1 H2O, just in a gas form. That's what the fuel is that we use. We use the exact same thing in our furnace. Rather than drop ice, we turn it into a gas ahead of time. So that's what all this is. Okay, I have color coded everything. You can color code too. All you do is with the tool manufacturer thing, you make spray paint, and then you just color everything. Very handy. And do we have a tool manufacturer? This is what it looks like. I have a T2 version, but it's right here. Tool maker, right? And you come in here, and I'll show you how cheap it is. Let's do, if you want a green, 1 iron. That's all it takes. 1 iron. Pretty neat, right? Okay, 1 iron. So, anyway, so now I color code this because look, I have 1 ice maker, 2 ice maker, 3 ice maker. Ice crusher, sorry, not maker, crusher. And we all know what these ice crushers are, right, and how they work, because we did that in the last episode. This one's for pink ice, volatiles, H2O. I'm sorry, the hydrogen of H2O. And in the game, typically people color code that as red. White is oxygen, green is nitrogen. So this is where my oxide goes, because I want the oxygen out of it. This is where my nitrice goes. The nitrogen ice that I first threw in trying to help and it didn't work. So this is what happens. The hydrogen, or the volatiles, gets crushed in here, and there is no liquid component. So I don't even have a liquid connection. Just the gas. The gas goes in here, and what this is, if I turned it on, yeah, I'll go turn it on. I think temperature, pressure 0, perfect. So we can close this. We can shut that off, which is some of the big draws. We'll turn these. Nope. That. Do I want that on? Nope. We're gonna turn these off. Doop. Okay. So what? Ice goes in here. Gas comes out, and then it goes through these pipes and goes to 2 places. The first is, as it comes through here, it comes down to this connection, and it goes right into a storage tank, and it also goes left. More on that in a second. That's the only place that it goes, right? Red pipes from here go essentially down that way or this way. There's also a connection going up. So I need volatiles gas every once in a while, particularly for my torch, a welding torch. So this is where I fill it up from this big tank. And we know this, right? This is the same way we do the oxygen. I have the pressure that I want in there set, right? 5,000 kPa. And I have a canister here, and if I needed to refill this guy, well, I'll just do it. And I just swap them out. Oh, that was a bad idea, actually. I should not have done that. Because that's pure volatile gas, and now it's not. I've screwed it up, but you get the idea. And now my canister's not pure anymore. Watch. I have mixed these, and I don't want to. See how there's oxygen in there? That's bad news bears. But because it's only one way, it's only here. And I can dispel it if I wanted to. But anyway, you get the idea. So don't do what I just did at home, kids. What do I use volatiles gas for?
Maybe it's the air conditioners.
I don't remember. Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, what do I use it for? Oh, air conditioning. Yeah, I use it for my air conditioner. Anyway, this is a status that'll show me what's in here. My pressure, my temperature, my capacity, and then percentage of what's in there. I got 50.6 moles, more or less, which is not entirely accurate. Maybe it is, because what I got in here? 5,000 kilomole, or 5 kilomoles, which is 5,000 moles. A little bit different than what this is saying. Oops, I got to turn that off. What this is saying of 50.6 moles, which might just be in the pipes. But anyway, and then this is my oxygen system over here. Okay, so I would drop in my oxite. And this one also does not have a liquid connection because I have no water coming through it, right? In oxite and in volatiles ice, there is no liquid component. It's all gas. So the gas comes through here, but then we see our friend, the guy that we know, our filtration system and our O2. Well, I want the pure O2 to go out this way. What was that? I think that was for me to fill oxygen tanks, but I didn't actually need it any longer. Or maybe I used it to put on one of these little sensors and took it off. I don't remember why that's there, but it is. And so this stores my oxygen. And that's what the white pipes are for. And I even labeled them. O2, volatiles. You can do that with... Oh, not 2. F1. A label. What just happened? Why did my world go dark? Huh. Alright. Apparently I'm too far away from my battery charger thing over there. Oh. Now I'm not? Now I am. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So, what was I getting at? Oxygen. Oh, you can do little pipe labels right here. And then you slap them on and then use your labeler to actually label the pipe. Kind of cool. Getting the direction is annoying. Getting it to go read the right way that you want it. But there's my volatiles. There's my O2. When they mix, that becomes rocket fuel. That's where I should have put my... this is the canister for my torch right here. And rocket fuel and other stuff. Is that guy right there. That's where I should have put it. And that is a perfect 2-to-1 mixture by way of a fuel mixer. You can set the ratio of input 1 and input 2 of what you want them to be. And as you turn it, right, it starts out at 100 and 0 and then goes down. As you turn it, you can use the label to get it more exact. Or if I, let's say I were to change this. Let's just change it to, is it on or is it off? No, it's off right now. If I were to change that, right? So I've changed it, and I hook this up. Okay, it's still off. I know that because, well, this would be green if it was on. If I run over here and turn this guy on, right there, light keeps going out. Notice how it turned itself on, and look at the ratio. It's back to where it wanted. Part of the programming of this thing is that it will make the fuel mixture for you, and it'll keep it exact. Pretty neat, right? That's why I actually had this cut, because I don't want it to do that. If I turn it off, it'll just keep going. Well, what if I don't want to fill up everything with my fuel mixture? I just want to keep these guys. Why do I have this in my hand? I just want volatiles, or I just want oxygen. I can't turn it off, so that's what I had actually done, is I cut it here, and then I drop it next to it, and I turn it off. Otherwise, whenever this is on, it will continuously try to make fuel, which I don't always want. So, that's that guy. And then this just sits in here and just waits to be used. Either here through the regulator, or what comes in to my furnace. This is what replaces us manually dropping in the oxide and pink ice, the volatiles ice. It comes in through here. There is, can I tear this down without everything falling off? Yeah, I think I can. I think I can. Wrench. Okay, let's do wrench again. Wrench. Oh yeah, that's why I had it in my hand. From doing that. Now I can walk in. So this pipe comes in, and this is a sensor. Yeah, there's my readout on it. And it feeds it into the whole computer system, right? The housing, to know how much is in there. And this is what regulates. It'll turn on and off. It regulates here and adds more fuel if it needs to heat up, shuts it off if it doesn't. It feeds it in on its own. That connects into the back of the furnace right here. This is the in, this is the out. More on the out in a minute. But see here how it makes a T? So this is my fuel coming in, right? Labeled by the fuel. I just didn't paint those pipes because they are covered up and I don't really care. Then you've got coolant. It comes in and it also has a regulator, right? And it will, or pump, not a regulator, but a pump. And it will add it to the line and send it in also. So it can turn off the fuel and send only coolant. It can do both at the same time if it wanted to for some reason. But when you see the temperature dropping, that's what it's doing. It's pumping coolant in, trying to lower the temperature. There's only one inlet input, so that's why they both come into the same pipe. That's what's happening back here. Now, when I put in this ore, right, this is called a chute import bin, and it's powered. See it right there? That's where the connection is on the bottom. And then I have these little guys, these little chutes, and they take them and they drop them in onto the side of the furnace. Just like our furnace that had the little door, right, and you put something in and you pull the lever and it like kind of closes and then reopens when it's ready for more ore. That's the exact same thing that's done here. I've just automated it so that I can get to it when this is all closed up. The reason we close this up is because of the heat. We don't want the heat hurting us or doing anything inside. It's just a game mechanic that inside these sealed iron frames or steel frames, whichever you use, temperature and atmosphere don't change. So it's just safer that way. So that's why we have them closed, but it comes in through here. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to access this, right? And then all the wiring, of course, to wire it all together. I will go through all of this. I know this is a lot. I will go through all of it and I will go step by step how to set this all up. Okay. Don't freak out. What I'm not going to do is set all this up. This takes forever. This is a very long process that will probably take you multiple days in real life, unless you sit down and play for a long time, nonstop. It takes a lot of resources, a lot of setup. You can do it manually, but it's tough, much more difficult. It's a heavy front-end investment, but ends up being worth it in the long run. This guy down here is the liquid input. We just don't use anything liquid. We just use gas. So this is gas in, liquid in, gas out. And then going out, same thing, right? Here's the ejection side of it, right? It just comes in and it pops out right there, and that's what these guys are. And that's what these railings are here for, so they don't roll off and go rolling away down somewhere. Cool? Cool. All of these screens and everything are controlled by the IC housing chips. Or the IC chips inside the housings. That's the brains of it all. That's what all the programming is. Now, here you have inputs. This is to increase how much is coming in. This is to increase how much is going out. If you were to do this manually and drop in ice and try and get the temperatures right, you'd have to fiddle with these to do it. If you watched while it was hard to tell, but if you go back and play while it was trying to mess with the temperature and stuff, you saw these wheels spinning. It was doing it automatically for us. That's why we like this program so much, is it can regulate these on its own. And then it pumps in what it needs to, pumps out what it doesn't want, and all that. Let's get back to this system before I show what's up there. Our chimney, as I call it. So we showed what the hydrogen, the volatiles was, what the oxygen was, how they mix to make fuel, and that comes in to make our fuel. Now let's talk about coolant. Okay, we said this is where the volatiles pink ice goes. This is where the oxygen or the oxite ice goes to give us our oxygen. But remember in our base, when the air comes through, the gas comes in, it's in that air mix of oxygen and nitrogen together. We need to separate it out. Well, the oxygen keeps going. The nitrogen gets shunted out the side. The only thing I'll ever put in here is oxide. Otherwise, I'm sending other gases through. But that's why it's green, because I know it's a nitrogen gas. What are my filters at? One's at 81, one's at 100. Cool. So it comes through here, and then it goes into a filter here. More on that in a second. But the nitrogen would come through here. The nitrogen would get passed on, and it gets sent into this storage tank here through the system. If I need nitrogen for various things, there it is. Cool. Now, what I drop in here is nitrice. Whoops. Nitrice. Nitrice has this guy called nitrous oxide. Very flammable, very volatile, very explosive. Bad news bears. It's also hot. Very hot. No, I'm sorry, the opposite. It's very cold. But I don't want it. I want to vent it to the atmosphere. Here's what happens. I drop in nitrice, nitrice, and it comes through here. It drops in and comes and mixes with the nitrogen coming from here. So now I have a mixture of nitrogen and nitrous oxide. The nitrogen, because my filters are here, the nitrogen moves on. The nitrous oxide gets sent out this vent. Well, okay, so what's with this? These guys are pipe heaters. The reason I have pipe heaters is because the nitrous oxide is very cold and turns into a liquid. If a liquid sits in these pipes and the vent, it will break them. I can't tell you how many burst pipes I have had dealing with this. Which I guess, now that I think about it, I could have just left them burst. Yeah, why do I care? Yeah, that was kind of silly. Anyway, the whole purpose of this is to turn it from a liquid to a gas so that it just vents out. I don't want the nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide, yeah. But it's very volatile. And the nitrogen, oxygen ends up making nitrous oxide. That's why I kind of said when it mixes, it makes fire and all that. But that's just what happens externally. But I don't want the nitrous oxide. Don't need it. I just vent it. You could store it if you wanted to. But these are here simply because they make the pipes burst. Otherwise, you have to heat it up. And I will demonstrate that here in a second because this video is going way too long and I don't have time to set up the other one. I'm going to have to do a part 2. So this is part 1. And then what we have here is when the nitrogen comes in, it's hot. All of these things are radiators trying to cool the nitrogen down because you know how you want coolant going in? You need that coolant to be as cold as humanly possible. The colder it is, the more cooling it does. But when it comes out of the filter, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. So all of these are radiators. Let me come back over here. Radiator, 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 radiator. Couldn't fit one there. That's a giant radiator. Radiator, radiator, big radiator, big radiator. All of these are radiators to cool the nitrogen off. Nitrogen gas off. Before, why did I have it here? Oh, because I had a sensor here before. Before it goes into up here to act as coolant. So that's what all that's for. So you need this whole setup in order to get this automated system to run. Right? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But let's get some ice, and I will show you all of these in action. Let's put these back together, and I need my little welding torch. Actually, did I... is this one... yeah, I screwed up the... didn't I? This is the one where I screwed up the mixture. So now I'm going to have to use my arc welder. Yes, definitely not in a... back. Definitely not in the ratio I need anymore. So just remind me not to save this because I've screwed it up. Let's get our arc welder, which is really cool. This is the electric system that I was telling you about. And right, it uses a battery. No gas emitted, no heat emitted. It's pretty nice. And we will weld this shut. Okay. Is there anything else I wanted to show in here? Nope. Pretty basic. There's nothing in that one, really. Okay. Oh, the chimney. Of course, the chimney. Yeah, that's the problem is it goes through the batteries really fast. I didn't show the chimney. All right, I lied. Pull it back open. 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 Okay. And if I go jetpack, notice that this just comes up, and the only thing that's at the top is a vent. That's it. That's all it is. And what we're doing with that vent is, well, venting. I know, shocker, right? And we are venting all the gases out. The reason we do it from the top is because, as you saw, it gets a little toasty. And I don't want to be close to that. I don't want to get my face burned off from venting all those super hot gases. What kind of battery are you? What kind of battery are you? You are a small... Well, that sounds like a terrible idea. Whatever. It's not real. It's not real life. Because we're not actually playing the game. Otherwise, I would mess around. But, okay. We saw this in action. Let's see all the ice making in action. I'm going to go mine. I will be right back. Okay. Fortunately, ice is easy to find. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to kick on this guy. Okay. And we're going to toss in our volatiles. Right? And that one's just going to do its thing. Now this guy, in order to kick on the oxygen, I have to have this on and I have to have this on. Or, well, particularly the nitrogen. Otherwise it builds up in the pipes, right? So we're going to throw in our oxite. Make sure we're doing the right one because I don't want to mess these up. Turn it on. Okay. And what we have going through the pipes here, I should be showing this. Hey, where's my thing? Right here. Okay, is... Oh, did it process it all already? No. Just hasn't cycled yet. Oh, it was there. Well, did you see it? It just blipped. But, and then nitrogen will go through here. Once it processes it to the ice crusher. Maybe. Although I'm surprised I haven't popped a fuse yet. No? I know it's in there. Right? 34, yeah, it's processing it. It's just going... There it goes. Little oxygen, little nitrogen goes through. Nitrogen should go through here once that guy processes it. Waiting. I promise it will. Unless I'm... Well, see, it's just pure oxygen on that side. Anyway, nitrogen goes through there. I promise. It comes out. The other side. Is it saving it up? Or is it just not able to see it? Oh, it's showing world instead of... Should show. Why aren't you showing... It's not reading the right things. Ice crusher. Pipe network. Pipe radiator. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not showing this guy. Oh, did it? Did it? Pipe no. Anyway. And then this is processing nitrogen through there and... Cool. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Now, let me show you. Let's turn off... Okay, you're done, so we'll turn that off. These things use a lot of electricity. I'm just going to turn you off, because I don't actually need you anymore. Okay, now we're going to put nitrice in here. So 6. And watch what happens. I turn it on. And nope. And... Oh. Okay, look at the temperature. Oh, do you see how it was shooting up? It kind of stopped. But see how it was going up real fast? Look. Oh, I need to do this. Because look, okay. See how... Okay, on the right, it says there's a liquid. See the stress going up? See the temperature, how fast it's rising? Okay, that's why I got to turn these on. Because they will keep falling. And I need it to basically sublimate. I need it to go from a liquid... No, I guess it's vaporize. I need it to vaporize. So it'll help the stress go down, but I need that... these on to heat it enough to turn it in from a liquid to a gas. And if I could see it... condensation is happening in the pipe, meaning there's liquid in there, which is that's a problem. And then it comes through here, but look at the temperature. 100 degrees Celsius. Every time it cycles through, it gets warmer and warmer. So then what happens is as it sits in here, I mean, right now it's been sitting outside so long that it's pretty cool. but as it goes through the pipes, it adds to the overall temperature. See how the overall temperature is going up? On this side of it, it's 109. On this side of it, it is even higher. So, in theory, as it moves through, it cools down farther down the system by the time it gets through here. 65? What? Oh, that's the world temperature. There we go. Why is my world temperature 65? And why is there a pressure? Anyway, I don't know what's going on. So, lights turning on and off, and these things doing their things, and whatever. So now we got to make sure that this is all gone before we turn it off, because again, this is still... See, we're managing it. If we didn't... We get it to burst, or have I used it all up? I think I've used it all up. The stress would go up until it just exploded. It's not a damaging explosion, but it's big enough. Whoops, NO2. Yeah, it's filtering out. But if I show here... No, okay, I think it's all gone. Oh, yeah, it's all gone now. It would show that, oh, condensation's happening. So, which is a problem. But now I can turn this guy off, turn this guy off, turn this guy off. So there you go. That's how the system works. That's what you would need to do to make fuel and coolant. If you have another method, by all means, please. If there's a simpler way to do it. If you just want to use ice, sure. Just keep tossing in ice till you get what you need out of it. In part 2, we will go through putting this thing together. This was just the intro to the, what do we call the AAF? Advanced, no. The advanced, what did I call this thing? I don't know. AFF, advanced furnace, something, whatever. Our advanced furnace, automatic advanced furnace. That's what it was. AAF, automatic advanced furnace. This is just how it works. We will go through setting it up in our world, minus all the fuel. Then we will just kind of walk through how we would do it if there was fuel in it, because to get all this set up, to get it mined, to get those all that those kilomoles of stuff that's in there would take quite a while. And I'll let you do that on your own. But anyway, there you go. This took way longer than expected. Here's the introduction to advanced furnace stuff. And we will put it all together next time. So for now, I am Leonidas. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you again soon.